Every night for a full year before I ever began writing, I stood in front of the mirror with someone else's book and closed my eyes. I imagined that this book was of my own. I pictured myself as a best-selling author, and this physical manifestation of the intangible, my thoughts, was of my very own creation. When setting new goals, the first question that I always ask myself is, who must I become to achieve this specific outcome? Who must I become to bring this particular goal to life? I mean, say you want to build a business that generates $5,000 per day. To make $5,000 per day in sales, then it would make sense that you must become a person that can make $5,000 per day in sales. And if you're not making it yet, bottom line is you're yet to become that person that can attain that very specific goal. You simply do not have the mental framework that supports the attainment, the manifestation of that vision yet. I call this the identity gap. It's a gap between who you are and who you need to become to reach your goals. There will always be a gap because we always have our sights set on something else that we want, a vision that we want to bring to life, and the person who we want to become, be it a husband, wife, brother or sister. The gap between who you are and who you want to become is that beautiful grey area in which we experience our greatest happiness. Why? In this beautiful grey area, we have a purpose, we have a mission, we have a reason for living in the process of this self-evolution. The second we stop evolving is the second that we lose meaning. The more goals that we set ourselves, the more gaps that we create. The more gaps that we create, the more chasms we cross, and the better and more significant that we feel, and the more likely we are to succeed in the future. With each chasm crossed, we better ourselves. We become more focused and eventually attain mastery of our craft until we become the person who has achieved their goals and not the person who is looking back at you from the other side of the chasm. However, if we're standing on the very edge of the cliff, trying to work out how we're going to build a bridge from one side to the other, taking the very first step outside of our already predefined identity will set alarm bells off. We either make a choice to proceed regardless, or end up doing anything but what we really need to do within that moment. Unless we quickly evolve and become aware of what's happening and direct our actions and emotions more consciously, we'll eventually turn around and retreat back to where we feel safe, in the confines of the framework we've either consciously or unconsciously built for our chosen identity over years and years of experience. Why? Why do we do this? It doesn't make any sense. Well, it's our subconscious mind's duty to keep us safe. It's primal instincts left over from fleeing lions and tigers that we're still yet to evolve on from despite our best intentions. A sense of identity provides us with security and structure and confidence, and it keeps our subconscious mind in check. And the beautiful irony is that to be happy, we have to test the boundaries of who we believe ourselves to be, whilst battling our subconscious mind's desire to keep us safe. We can't have happiness without conflict. We can't have conflict without happiness. The new goal is outside of the realms of what our subconscious mind deems as possible, whilst it's still trying to hold on to the old identity of who we believed ourselves to be. That is until, of course, we can gently coax it along by educating and surrounding ourselves with others who have attained a similar goal so it can deem it safe. This is why we see countless startups fail. They take an employee identity and attempt to build a brand new business with it. The problem is the identity of an employee is akin to being one of the crew on the ship instead of the captain in charge. That's like trying to unlock a door with the wrong key. It doesn't matter how much you try and push it or twist it, it doesn't fit. It gets stuck or breaks off. Forcing it never works. Forcing it causes retreat and being locked out from what you really want. The reason that I held a physical copy of an already published book in my hands every night before I went to sleep was simple. Before I could become an author, I had to, in my mind, take on the identity that I already was one. even if all I was doing was closing my eyes and enjoying the fruits of my future labor before it had ever come to fruition. This created new neurological pathways that meant writing a book and getting it published was in my realm of possibility. If you have a big goal that you're yet to achieve, I want you to stop and pause for a moment and ask yourself, have you been using the wrong key to try and unlock the door? The answer to this will be your life's work, it'll be your life's mission. It will also give you something that you've never had before, the insight into why you're not where you want to be yet. And that, my friends, is a key worth searching for.